There are 10 tunnels on this trail and 7 super cool trestles that are way high that we're gonna ride over top of. It then goes through a couple of tunnels back here and spits you back out on this side of the valley, and we start riding back down the trail. This is also the most scenic bike ride in the United States, and that is substantiated all over the place, and you're gonna see why as this video goes along. Just got my paperwork for my bike rental here at Lookout. They used to do them inside last time I was here, but they've since moved them out front. So I'm gonna head over there to pick up my bike. And if I can't fit the bike in the back of a car, they do complimentary bike carriers. They've got 2 different kinds. So I'll see what kind of bike carrier I need, if I need one. It's around the handlebar. Mm-hmm. It does fit. I've got my bike loaded up in the car now. It's a good thing I didn't have anybody else here, because I thought they had a shuttle from Lookout Pass to the bike trail. They do not. Maybe they got rid of it, maybe they used to have it. Maybe I was just imagining that. Normally I have a pickup truck when I come up here. I'm in a little SUV this time, so I was able to fit one bike in the back of this thing, but I don't know that I would have been able to fit any more than one bike. Even though the pickup is at the Lookout Pass ski area, which is on the Idaho side of the border, it's exit 0, to get to the trailhead for the Hiawatha, I actually need to go into Montana. So I'm gonna cross the border and go up to exit 5. Lookout is one of only, I think, like 3 or 4 ski areas in the United States where skiers can actually ski in 2 different states off of one mountain. So it's right on the Idaho-Montana border, right here in the Rockies before they cross into Canada. It is an absolutely beautiful area of the country. This is the top of the trail for the Hiawatha, and you start out right away with what is called the long tunnel. And that's because this one is going to take us the longest distance underground of any of the tunnels on the trail. They do provide lights with the rental bikes here, and helmets as well. The temperature in these tunnels, it drops pretty good. It gets cold in there. So I'm gonna throw a layer on just to stay a little bit warmer through the tunnel, and then I'll peel it off on the other side. The Hiawatha passes through 10 tunnels and over 7 really tall trestles, which make for one of the best bike rides in America. You really can't see anything other than where your light is illuminating the bike trail. And I'm gonna stop and show you this real quick. If you look to the side, this is an old railroad tunnel. There's drainage canals on either side. Those drainage canals, I gotta light myself with a light. There's drainage canals on either side, and they are full of cold, ice cold water, and it's easy to not see them. So be aware of that and keep your lights on in the tunnel. Those lights back there are other bike riders that are coming this way. I'm gonna try and show you some of this cave or tunnel, but it really is hard to see anything in here beyond where the flashlight shines. And really, I gotta use my hand to reflect light onto my face so that you can see me in this video too. But like I said, I've got some more bike riders coming this way, and the portal is just right there. That pinprick of light is the outside, so I'm gonna get back on the road. That is tunnel number 20. And as far as this ride is concerned, it's tunnel number 1. And it is 8,700 feet long. No matter what you do, you're gonna kick mud up on your seat and up your back. and everybody gets dirty. Now that I'm outside of tunnel number 1, it is pretty well a downhill trail for most of the Hiawatha. The route of the Hiawatha is a rails to trails bike trail. It's actually one of the best rails to trails bike trails that there is in the nation. I think it's in their Hall of Fame. This is also the most scenic bike ride in the United States, and that is substantiated all over the place, and you're gonna see why as this video goes along. At the end of the ride, this is where the shuttles that bring us up from the bottom will drop us off. So no matter how you slice it, you're riding through that tunnel twice, and again, it's more than a mile long to get through that, so we get another one on the way back up to look forward to. There are 10 tunnels on this trail and 7 super cool trestles that are way high that we're gonna ride over top of. I thought that there was only one bathroom on the trail at the very beginning, but it looks like just on the other side of the long tunnel, it looks like there's another restroom there too. So there was a line at the one at the start of the trail. If you're feeling like you can hold it to get through the tunnel, which didn't take very long. Just like in the Stevens Lake video, don't use me as a gauge for how long this trail takes. I gotta stop, set up the camera, ride back, ride through, pick up the camera, so on and so forth. But I am tracking it on my watch. I've been going about 20 minutes now, and that includes a lot of camera setup and so on. So, all right, to give you an idea of how much mud was kicked up my back while I was going through the tunnel, this is my backpack, and you can see that it is just absolutely covered in mud. And my butt probably looks the same because you can see my seat looks the same. So again, you're not going to be making any fashion statements out here, but you are going to have a good bike ride. Good morning. That was the second tunnel. As you can see, there is two-way traffic on this trail. Some people, they choose to ride down and back up. Other people, like me, I paid for a lift ticket or a shuttle ticket, so they're gonna grab my bike, grab me at the bottom, and drive me back up. But the tunnels can have two-way traffic, something to keep in mind. You can also bring up your own mountain bikes if you have them. You do still have to pay for a trail pass to ride the trail itself, and that's this thing here that's zip tied to my handlebars. This is tunnel number 22, and I think this is tunnel number 3 so far of the trail. Barely 2 miles in, and we've already hit several tunnels. This one is 1,516 feet, and you can see through the tunnel at the other side. You can see all the way through this tunnel from start to finish. So not like the last two where you're riding into a black void. You can see the exit before you even get into this tunnel. The trail used to come through this tunnel as well, but there was a cave in, and it became an unstable tunnel for us to go through. So the route was then carved around this tunnel. It makes for an easy little detour, but we no longer get to go through this tunnel after this little guy was trying to get on my bike. Hi, little guy. So this is the bypass that goes around that tunnel that had that cave in, became unsafe. So it's real short. The tunnel's right through those rocks. It's right there. They were able to cut this path right around it, and makes for an easy little detour. You can really see the trestle down there now, and you can see bike riders going across it. Coming up on another tunnel. I think I've lost count. This is tunnel 4 or 5 of 10, so almost halfway through the tunnels, not even halfway through the trail. A lot of them do bunch up here on the top. This tunnel is really cool. It actually lets out onto a trestle, so you go from one right onto from the tunnel right onto one of these really awesome bridges. So this is gonna be cool. And just like that, 5 tunnels leads to 7 trestles, or 10 trestles, whatever the numbers are, but we're hitting them now. Yeah, I make my own brake noises. I was just thinking, like, the Hiawatha isn't just some train trail or train route. that they pulled the rails up on and turned into a bike path. It has a lot of historical significance, and as I understand it, it was the longest continually electrified route from Chicago all the way to Tacoma. During the big 1910 fires, a lot of people actually had their lives saved because of the rail route being here. They're able to load up into train cars and move those cars into those tunnels. And ultimately, because the openings on either end of the tunnels weren't at the same elevation, that little bit of pressure difference allowed for continuous airflow and prevented them from asphyxiating in the tunnels. They also didn't get run over by the fire because they're underground. This trestle is one of the taller ones on the route, so I'm going to stop and we're going to take a look at it. All right, getting ready to head into another tunnel. This one's almost 1,000 feet long and it has a bend in it, so you can't see the light on the other side of the tunnel, but it is there. So I got my light on, got my sunglasses off, and ready to go through this tunnel. That was 1,000 feet. I think that's tunnel number 6. It's also another bathroom at this point on the trail. So this tunnel and I have a bit of a history together. A few years back, I was out here filming for what I thought was going to be a cool video of the Hiawatha with my drone, and I thought I was going to get this cool shot of my drone flying into the tunnel. Then I was going to go to the other side and get a shot of the drone going out the other side. And as soon as I got near that tunnel entrance, I lost my GPS on the drone, and then all of the wind that's coming up through the tunnel caught the drone and threw it into the side of the wall. So I'm not going to try and recreate that because the drone I have now probably has better GPS than the one I had back then, but it's smaller and lighter, and I know that there's wind moving up and through this tunnel. So I'm just going to film with the GoPro. You can see across the valley here, that's one of the first trestles that we rode across on the way down. And so as the trail goes over that trestle, it then goes through a couple of tunnels back here and spits you back out on this side of the valley. And we start riding back down the trail, back this direction here, where the pickup area is gonna be at. I'm not entirely sure. I'm showing 82 minutes and I don't even know how many miles yet, but again, I've been doing a lot of extra riding to set up cameras and get drone shots, and I think I rode across that trestle 5 times. So don't judge this trip by my distance. It's a pretty easy ride, and like I said, mostly downhill. This is one that is easy to do solo as well. The trail itself is really well maintained, and it's also really busy. There's always people on this trail, so if you were to get hurt or break down, it wouldn't be long before someone else came to you. Also, there are bike patrollers. So just like when you would ski here, there's a ski patrol. During the summer season, there's a bike patrol, and they work up and down the trail regularly. They're equipped with bike repair kits and first aid kits and radios and everything you would need. Another trestle. I think we're starting to get towards the end of the trestles now, and it's gonna be mostly trail after this. Again, it's mostly downhill. It's almost all downhill. Like even now you can kind of see, I've been coasting for a little bit here, so it's not exactly like a big workout unless you plan on doing the ride back up to the top, in which case you'll get a good workout in. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go ride that way so I can ride this way. Hopefully the battery doesn't freak out. Showing 70. Trying again, because it did. As soon as I said that, it died. Very frustrated with the battery right now. I'm gonna swap it to one of the other ones and we'll see if that helps, but I'm showing 70+%. All right, swap batteries. This one's got 25% more charge on it, so it's at 100% instead of 75. So hopefully this one lasts. Thank you. This is one of my favorite trestles because it is super tall and it looks over this beautiful valley. So I'm gonna get the drone in the air and see what I can see. That is my favorite trestle. I spent a bunch of time there, did some drone flying, got a couple of cool shots. Just when I thought we were done with all the tunnels and trestles, we got another tunnel. Tunnel number 27. This one's only 470 feet long, so it should be a quick ride through, but it does have a bend, so you can't see the light at the other side. That tunnel may have been one of the shortest ones that is on this route, but I think it absolutely has the biggest reveal at the other side. You can see the other side almost immediately as you go into the tunnel, but when you come through on the other side, it is wide open to the entire valley. It's a little bumpy, little bumpy. Not even gonna pretend like I'm riding my bike right now. I'm definitely coasting. And then it's great. It's just a beautiful day out. It smells amazing up here, and this is mostly downhill, but it looks cool. Like I'm in the Tour de France. Yes. Not even close. There are a bunch of informational stops along this route with information about the railroad, about the locomotives that were on it, the people that used to live along this area. It was pretty well populated, remote, and way out here. Life was an adventure, but it was not just wilderness. One thing I've noticed a lot of on this trail is there are a lot of chipmunks, and they do not have any fear of humans. In fact, they've come right up to my bike, right up to my backpack, right up to me, which tells me that people have been feeding these chipmunks. And I get it, they look cute, but some of these guys are pretty fat. Woo! I don't even know how many miles I've gone. I'm just riding this bike. I don't even know if I'm close or far or almost done. I don't know, I don't feel like I'm almost done. Not even winded. But road's nice, trail's nice. It does look a lot like a road, but it is an old rail line, so it was wider than any normal cut trails already to accommodate the trains. Something that you might want to know, if you're coming out here and you have one of those e-bikes, battery assisted bikes that's cheating, they do allow you to ride this trail with e-bikes. Just something to be aware of when you get here is if you're bringing that out, they do have an extra fee for you to be able to use the shuttle and bike transport to get back up to the top. Of course, with that little electric battery assisted pedaling thing, you might as well just ride back up the trail. It's beautiful. We get another tunnel. There's another tunnel. I keep telling myself that we've like been through the last tunnel already, but I keep getting tunnels, so this is cool. Another short one. I can see the light from the other side, and as you can tell, it didn't get pitch black like last time. So you don't even need the light for this one, and boom, in the tunnel, out of the tunnel, 20 seconds, maybe 15. Like, that was nice. In the wintertime, Lookout does have discounts for veterans and military, but in the summertime, there's no discounts available for military or veterans, so it is a full price ticket for you if you're coming out here. Made it to the end of the Hiawatha Trail, and now it's time to get in line for the shuttle. Up on top, it was very wet today. I'm not sure if we're gonna make it onto the first shuttle. There's a lot of people in line here trying to get up top, so maybe a second run for us, but line's moving forward nice and getting into the shade. This is the end of the route of the Hiawatha, or is it? After a 15-mile, almost entirely downhill ride, going through 10 tunnels and across 7 trestles, I'm at the bottom of the hill now. It's time to join the line, wait for the shuttle back up, but this isn't really the end, because the shuttle takes us to the far side of the long tunnel that starts the ride, and so we've got to ride through that to get back to the main parking lot. So, one more trip through the cold, wet, muddy, 7,000-foot long tunnel. There you go. The light's good on there?
Yep.
Okay. And then we're going to the bus?
Yep.
Cool. Having flashbacks to high school field trips. Boarding the school bus, heading back up to the top. Yeah. Well, this is the last little bit of the ride. Just got dropped off by the shuttle. Gonna head back through the long tunnel. It's a little bit more than 7,000 feet in the dark. And then it's we're at the East Portal parking lot. Load up the bike, head back and drop it off, and then head home. Oh man. As you can see, that was a very muddy trip through a very wet tunnel. But that's it. That's the end of the route of the Hiawatha. It's a 15-mile bike ride, 10 tunnels, 7 trestles, and a lot of fun. Beautiful day today, easy ride. Almost all downhill except for that last little push up, back through the long tunnel. Now to return the bike.